home tonight. Now, we're not going to fire him. I'm not saying that. No, Stevie Richards, I'm going to cripple you tonight. I'm going to break that skinny little neck of yours, and you'll never wrestle again.
Nicely done, nicely done. But you know, as exciting as Turning Point was, the biggest moment in Immortal's history thus far was the very first title defense of none other than the TNA Immortal World Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jeff Hardy!
We touched on the questionable nature of the Immortal sweep this past Sunday at Turning Point. But to me, none of the victories was more controversial than Jeff Hardy retaining the TNA World Heavyweight Championship over Matt Morgan.
I don't know, controversial might be a little bit of a stretch, Mike. I mean, there was a couple of impactful twists of hates by the TNA champion on the very impressive Matt Morgan. There's no doubt that our off-colored, bizarre world champion, Jeff Hardy, definitely has got some controversy in his life, for sure.
Turning Point was the coming out party for the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Hardy. I annihilated Matt Morgan, destroying him, leaving his hopes and dreams with the invisibility of the wind. Overrated my ass. As I look down at all of you, it's clear and safe to say that I am the disciple. I am the chosen one. And I have sipped from the fountain of youth, the holy cup of Hulkamania. Therefore, I am and forever will be immortal.
But the night is about to get just a little more exciting. We've got a very special guest for you. Stand up, bow down, give it up for the one, the only, the true immortal, Hulk Hogan!
Known as the Immortal Hulk Hogan, even before there was this new regime, the man who lent his name to the shocking formation of the most powerful group ever assembled in professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan, he wants to be a part of the party.
Well, we haven't seen the Hulkster here on Impact quite some time. A nice special attraction, rare appearance as of late by the Immortal One himself, the legendary Hall of Famer, Hulk Hogan.
Surrounded by nothing but family. Do you know what it feels like? to TNA, when I made the deal to run this company, the one thing that I requested, the one thing that I had to have was this right here. I had to have Ric Flair. Because without Ric Flair, you just don't have a wrestling company. And while I've been out the last few weeks taking phone calls, chasing leads down, my phone has been ringing off the hook once Immortal was formed. I've been taking care of the next big thing for Immortal. And on the backside, Ric Flair, you've done a great job keeping it all together right here, getting everybody on their toes, making everybody step up, because the level that you raised, the bar that you raised, brother, everybody in this company either steps up or they get out. And now that we've got Immortal working like clockwork, I've got a little surprise for our main man, the champ.
What's the surprise?
With the old and in with the new. A new champion, a new era, and a new belt to represent Immortal, brother. Now that you've dranketh from the cup of Hulkamania, you now are Immortal, my son, and the belt represents life after life after life to the greatest heavyweight champion of all times. Jeff Hardy, you are Immortal, my brother. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Bischoff. I'm not used to taking out the trash, but in this case, Dixie Carter and her whole old TNA company are represented by that belt. Now that there's no stone left unturned, if there's anybody left that opposes Immortal, if there's anybody left who dares challenge any one of us or our champion in this ring, the only thing I have left to say is the only thing you can do is drop down to your knees and pray, brother.
Well, Hulk Hogan asks for opposition, and he gets it in the form of the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero, and he's amongst his congregation. Pope can't be too happy. Bischoff got one over at Turning Point, paid off the Lumberjacks, the Pope's own congregation, even including his own brother.
What the hell do you think you're doing? What do you want? What do you want? Did you buy a ticket?
I guess the prayers of the congregation has been answered, because Pope has arrived.
Why don't you just take your business somewhere else?
Eric, after what you pulled this past Sunday at Turning Point, the way you paid off my family, my cousins, and my very own brother. I'm telling you, Eric, tonight, I got a casket that I intended for Abyss, but I'm gonna take you over the hill behind. I'm gonna put you in that casket, Eric. I'm gonna roll you up that ramp. And just as if that stage was a cliff, I'm gonna push you over the edge. I'm gonna watch you crash and burn, Eric. And there's not a darn thing, not one thing, Eric, that you can do about it. Not one.
Well, there might be more opposition to Immortal than just the Pope D'Angelo Dinero.
That was a serious threat by the Pope to Bischoff, but Samoa Joe has arrived now.
Talk about questionable wins. How about Jarrett's victory over Joe, tainted by the interference of the Immortal goons, Gunner and Murphy.
Immortal! Don't think that the Pope is your only problem tonight. Jarrett, Gunner, Murphy, don't think for a second I forgot what you did last Sunday. And Jeff, I think it's adorable you're walking around here tonight calling yourself a mixed martial arts specialist. Hey, look, big shoot fighter Jeff Jarrett. Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff. Come play shoot fighter with me. Come step in the ring with me, you gutless coward. And I guarantee you one thing, Jeff. When I've grounded you, when I've beat on you, when I've choked you out, it's gonna take a whole hell of a lot more than your two new hillbilly girlfriends to wake your ass up.
Damn.
Well, first the Pope, then Samoa Joe, and now Rob Van Dam.
Right out here to our right.
Yeah. You recall Bischoff fueling the paranoia, tried to split RVD from EV2. Came on the heels of Jeff Hardy stabbing him in the back.
I'm sure by now you've realized all this fun you've been having at my expense, it stops now. Yeah. See, after I found out at Turning Point, EV2 is just the tight family that I always thought it was. Everything became so clear to me. I only know one person, one friend, shallow enough to stoop so low to completely sell out because he wanted something that was mine. Look at you, Jeff Hardy, standing up there with that title that I never lost. And you never won it, Jeff. I take great comfort in knowing that every day, Jeff, I know you have to live with the knowledge that someday you're gonna have to face me in the ring. Here's something you might not know, Jeff. Guess what? I'm making that happen tonight. Tonight, Jeff, I'm getting my match tonight. And then tonight, I am gonna leave this building the TNA Heavyweight Champion.
RVD wants that world title rematch tonight, but what about Matt Morgan? He got screwed Sunday at Turning Point.
No disrespect, Rob. RVD, no disrespect, bro. I agree, you should get your title shot. But not till I get mine first. Jeff Hardy, you call yourself the world champion? You are no champion, Jeff. You're not. You're not. I exposed you in the middle of that ring at Turning Point. Dead center of the middle of that ring. 1, 2, 3. And if given the opportunity again, I'll expose that ass all over again, son. Guaranteed. But you know something, Hardy? I can't put all the heat on you. I can't. We all know who the real puppet master is pulling your strings. And that's you, big boy Hulk Hogan.
Brother, you're jumping on the wrong dog now, boy.
You know something, Hogan? As a kid, I worshiped the ground you walked on. There was nothing you could do that was wrong to me. Nothing. Nothing at all. And you know what? It wasn't the prayers. It wasn't the vitamins. It was your integrity, Hulk. That's what lured me in. That's what made me want to be a pro wrestler. Hell, that's the reason I'm on this stage tonight. But look at you now, Hulk. Where's the fight? Where's that never say die attitude? Hell, where's your balls, Hulk? Huh? Because if you had a set on you, I'll guarantee you, you'd stand up like a man and you'd fight us.
Well, when you talk about fighting us, Mr. Morgan, if you want to fight, that's what you're going to get, brother. We're going to go in the back. Myself, the greatest wrestler of all time, Ric Flair, and Eric Bischoff, and we're going to put a battle plan together. All I can say in closing is be careful what you wish for. If you want to fight, you're going to get a fight, brother. Take that to the bank.
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff, they're going to put their heads together. What will the new regime come up with? We're going to find out tonight on Impact.
Do you believe Matt Morgan?
No, stop.
Come on.
I don't believe Matt Morgan. Rick, what is your take on all these ignorant people?
They all want to think they're immortal, but as you and I know, after 30 years, it's hard to be immortal. You got to be great. You and I don't get old, we get great. From the mouth of Wahoo McDaniel, okay? There we go.
Brother, as Eric was holding the fort down, and you kept the glue going here to keep this place together.
I was holding down too.
Oh, no doubt you were. I was sitting home, and I realized how ignorant Matt Morgan is. You know, I saw him popping off, you know, getting boos from the crowd, and now all of a sudden he's the savior for TNA.
Well,
he wants a war. He wants to fight. Is that what he really wants?
What he wanted to do was walk out there tonight on national TV, right, and kiss your ass, which he did, right? He wanted to hear himself hulk up in his own mind, okay?
Yeah, but now he's TNA.
Now
savior.
punish him. Now punish him.
They want a war.
Yeah.
They're going to get one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking
How about Samoan Joe, the ultimate submission machine, against Gunnar and Murphy? They want a war. Let's give them one.
I like it.
How about RVD versus Kaz? Kaz is a better wrestler. You know, he can out submission hold him. He can out hook him. He can out wrestle him. How about if RVD beats Kaz? He's the #1 contender. They want a war. We'll give them one.
If RVD beats Kaz.
Yeah.
If, only if.
That's never going to happen on my time frame, brother.
Not on your watch.
Kaz is my man.
And the genius, the smartest man that ever ran TNA, the savior of TNA. How about Matt Morgan, brother?
Sasquatch?
Yes, Sasquatch. How about Matt Morgan, the new savior of TNA, against Beer Money and...
Doug Williams. Doug's
yes.
perfect.
Nice.
Matt Morgan
Yeah.
against Beer Money and Doug Williams.
Yeah.
They want a war.
Yeah.
They want to fight. Let's give them one.
They don't want a war, Hulk. They want to be part of the team. It takes time to be part of the team. They're not qualified. Take it to them, big brother. And by the way, since you've been gone, I love talking business with you, but let's go look at the new talent around here, brother. You've been gone a month and a half.
You guys are going to have some fun.
trying to be good.
No, you know what? Forget about women. Forget about
good.
wives and girlfriends.
Let's go.
You guys going to have fun. I got some referees to take care of.
Woo, woo, woo. There's so much here you won't believe.
Up to here with you. You're the senior referee. Brian, you should know better. Between the two of you, why the hell would you appoint a punk kid to be the senior referee in such an important match, a world title match on pay-per-view? A punk kid, by the way, that screws up the call. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is it's not going to be Earl Hebner, senior referee, made a mistake, or some punk-ass kid made a mistake, people are going to think Bischoff, Hogan, Flair had something to do with it. Said it was our mistake.
Mr. Bischoff, please. Wait.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Jackson.
No, I know your name. Who the hell are you to be interrupting me?
It's not Earl's fault, sir. It's my fault. Okay? I thought at the time I was making the right call. I watched the tapes. I realize now it's my fault. Matt Morgan's not the champion.
Oh, okay.
It's not
so
Earl's
you're
fault.
the righteous one. That makes it all better. You should be fired. I have no idea why I have you here. Are you either?
Holy crap. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Holy crap. Not you. Come here, front and center. I can hear your fat yap from all the way down the hall. Reading the kid the riot act? Look, the kid gets it. He's falling on the sword.
You're going to defend him?
Listen, if anybody should be pissed around here, you're right. It should be me. But look, we've all screwed up. You should know a lot about that. As far as I'm concerned, you're a walking screw-up. You are, Eric. You got no business calling him out, okay? He gets it. He messed up, all right? So why don't you do the right thing here, Eric? Why not let him get a chance to make it right? Why not appoint him the official tonight in my handicap match versus Fortune? And I'll guarantee you, when he's raising my hand in victory, when it's all said and done, that's all the redemption the kid will need, doing his job.
Oh, really?
Really?
You got it. You do your freaking job.
Listen to him. Don't listen to him. Just do your job, like you said. You're good.
Comes to the Fortune faction, probably would be that one submission specialist that continue the assault on the injured leg and knee, and Williams turns it over to one half of Beer Money Incorporated, Robert Roode.
And when you're dealing with Immortal and Fortune, this is what happens, buddy. You know, you have, like I said, that turning point. Jeff Hardy worked on that knee, created some knee issues for Matt Morgan, and here we go. Beer Money and Douglas Williams working on that leg. Smart.
Yeah, you can't blame them. Had to anticipate that would be the strategy, and they further go to injure the leg and knee. And this is what I talked about. I know you didn't think so, Taz, when I mentioned that Hogan was just out to see how badly that Fortune can injure Morgan.
Well, you know, listen, this matches are about getting physical and about intensity, and guys get hurt all the time. And just like you see in the NFL, guys get hurt. It's a physical game, as is our game. So, you know, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, sure, yeah.
I mean, give the guy a fighting chance. 3-on-1 plus Flair at ringside. And Morgan doing his best to try and fight back and stop this pretty much all-out assault from Fortune, and Williams drags him back out.
Well, you see right here, Morgan in a bad...
Watch out!
Look at Flair. That's what you don't want dealing with the dirtiest player in the game.
Tag after tag from the group, the trio of Fortune, and
look at that.
Yeah, the Cowboy James Storm drops down with a tribute to Ric Flair as he applies the figure four leg lock. Tremendous ring positioning at this point.
Oh, yeah, flat in the middle of the ring. It don't matter. Matt Morgan doesn't have a partner to tag into anyway. So we might witness Matt Morgan tap out here.
Did you hear that, Taz?
Yeah, I did hear it. Why don't you tell me?
I received word, as did Taz, that Eric Bischoff is pissed about something, and he's headed out to the broadcast table.
And I don't blame him. I don't blame Eric for being pissed. He should be.
Shut up. Let me make one thing really clear, Taz.
Go ahead.
The way I've been handled tonight, the way I've been treated, the lack of respect that I've received tonight, I've had it. I've absolutely had it up to here. Matt Morgan, he better win this match tonight. He better come out of this thing on top, because if he doesn't, he will never, ever, ever get a shot at Jeff Hardy. I have had it up to here. You understand me?
I do understand. You were disrespected, humiliated. The Pope put hands on you, Matt Morgan. I mean, I don't blame you. You're in charge here. What the hell is going on?
What about Hulk Hogan? No respect at all for the Immortal Hulk Hogan. Taz, I know how you...
Yes, I get what you... I feel you. I get what you're saying. I really do. I don't blame you for being pissed.
This is personal. This is personal. This is cross the line between what's professional and what's personal. They've made it personal. Not me. I'm a pro. I'm a freaking pro. I am a pro. I'm a professional pro.
calm down. I know you're upset. Just try to get your composure. Keep it cool if you can.
Shut the hell up. I don't care what you're thinking. I don't want to hear from you.
Mike, you might want to be quiet, buddy. Well, I was saying to Mike today, Eric, that, sure, Mike was saying this is a handicap match, and Hogan putting Matt in harm's way 3-on-1. I mean, it's almost like 3-on-2 because Morgan's so friggin' big. You know what I mean?
He's not at a disadvantage for crying out loud. Anybody that thinks he's at a disadvantage is making excuses for that friggin' Sasquatch. I never liked him anyway. I mean, I never thought he had any talent.
Oh, Morgan? Yeah, well, well, watch out. Oh, that clothesline by Morgan was just really dropping rude. But again, going back to the knee issues right there, Matt Morgan, Beer Money and Douglas Williams really went to town on that knee.
What do you think? Never mind. Robert Roode craps more talent on any given day than Matt Morgan will ever have in his entire career.
Well, right now, looked like James Storm wasn't exactly looking to get in this match, but tagged in Williams.
I like Williams.
Yeah, well, Williams, he's a smart competitor. There's no doubt about that.
Eric, you talked about Matt Morgan losing this match. What if Matt Morgan ends up winning this 3-on-1 handicap match?
That's good for him. Because Bischoff, Hogan, Flair, we are fair. This is, you may not like us, so be fair. We are fair. Shut the hell up. That's fair.
If he ends up winning this, why wouldn't he get a TNA World Heavyweight title match against Hogan?
He will. What are you deaf? What are you deaf?
He might get it now.
He will.
Well, that's fair. I mean, what's the problem?
That's what I wanted to hear.
All right, so the man answered you. I mean,
watch this. Watch. Shut the hell up.
Mike, hasn't Eric been through enough? He's our guest here. We should kind of, show a little decency towards the man, don't you think? Jeez. Matt Morgan, that was impressive. You're welcome. But I got to say, that was pretty impressive there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time on Impact, but don't go anywhere because Reaction is next.
Friendship, just nothing more than an illusion. Another me is what there will never be. We're all messed up. It's human nature. Another life like this you'll never see. I live for Jeff. I'm tired of hurting for the fans. Why don't they hurt for me once? Another me is what there will never be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show, Jeff Hardy.
Another life like this you'll never see.
The most important person in the wrestling universe at this very moment.
A new champion, a new era, and a new belt to represent Immortal, brother.
If I could talk to that old Jeff Hardy, I would say, what are you thinking? All these years, destroying yourself for the fans, with what to show for it.
I blame you. I blame the people. I blame the cheers for my pain. These men care more about me than that.
To the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Jeff Hardy, you are immortal, my brother.
I am TNA. Without me, this place. I am the 21st century of professional wrestling.
I am the chosen one.
I am the Antichrist of professional wrestling.
I didn't sell out, I sold in. And popularity doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
Last week on Impact, the leader of Fortune the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair. He watched on as Matt Morgan earned the title shot at TNA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Hardy. And Taz, what did you think of Flair and Beer Money separating themselves from their partner Douglas Williams in that 3-on-1 handicap match?
Well, I got to tell you, even though I'm a huge Ric Flair and I'm a huge Fortune fan, I got to say I didn't like the move.
Oh my God, another packed house. For Immortal, Fortune, and the Nature Boy. Well, I got a hot topic, a big, tall, hot topic on my hands right now. I'm talking about Matt Morgan. So, Morgan, you didn't like the referee had last time at Turning Point. Said you got screwed. Then you made the mistake of punching out Fortune last week and even punching me. So that means that I'm telling you that me and the Hulkster and Eric Bischoff have decided to appoint a special referee for your rematch with Jeff Hardy. And guess who that will be? It'll be me, Morgan. You will be refereed, think about this, by God. By God. And knowing that you don't like this and won't like this, I don't want you walking around backstage complaining. I want you to bring your big lanky ass out here, right here, in the middle of this ring, so I can tell you to your face. Problem?
With Ric Flair as referee, I'm not worried about questionable counts like we had at Turning Point as much as I'm concerned about Ric Flair being impartial.
Well, you never know. Flair might call it down the middle. I think that's a huge blockbuster announcement. What? I do that. What?
Well, let's see. If your nickname is the dirtiest player in the game, yeah, I guess you're right. He probably would call it right down the middle.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Do you know what you've been calling me for the last year every time you see me in the hallway? What do you call me? You say, I'm talking. Hey, you shut up, I'm talking. You say, hey, Nate, how you doing? Guess what? The Nate's privilege has been revoked. Only my friends call me Nate. You ain't a friend anymore. You're a foe. Okay, yeah. You know, don't make that mistake of looking to the crowd for support. You look at me, brother. Yeah, why would you turn your face away from God? You're gonna have to face me now and in the hereafter, okay, brother? Because when you go to wrestler's heaven, you go through God. Okay? Now, here's the deal, Morgan. I could have Fortune come out here right now and kick your ass, just like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like that. Okay? But you know what? I don't ask. Don't be looking over there. I told you, keep your eyes on God. Yeah. Okay? But I, being Ric Flair, I've never asked anybody to do something that I couldn't do. So I'm telling you, if you don't like the referee decision and you want that rematch and all that going on, you got to beat me tonight, buddy, right here. You got to beat the Nature Boy.
You know something, Rick? The way I see it, wrestling Ric Flair is #1 on my bucket list. So hell yeah, I'll wrestle you tonight.
On your bucket? Whoa. Oh, yeah. You're talking with someone that slept with Zenyatta last night, pal. Yeah, get me going, brother. That wild, that woolly. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to humiliate you. I'm going to make you regret the day you ever walked away from fortune to be some kiss-ass good guy. Standing up there 100 yards from Hulk Hogan last week. Wasn't being a big man. If you were standing next to Hogan, he'd have bitch slapped you. Now I'm standing right here. You and me tonight, pal. And when you walk back to that locker room tonight, after thinking and telling them you can beat me, when your nuts start to shrink up, it's because you know who you're wrestling. You're wrestling Ric Flair. God! I'll see you in 2 hours. 2 hours. God! I got your bucket list. Unlike you, Rick, I'm not going to do my talking out here. I'm going to do it tonight. When I take this size 18 boot and shove it straight up your ass. Whoa! See you tonight. See you tonight.
How about that, Taz? Ric Flair, one-on-one against Matt Morgan tonight on Impact.
Sounds good to me, man.
To talk about Hogan and Bischoff not being a fan of Raven or EV2, boy, they've made it clear. They hated it. It started several months ago when our former TNA president, Dixie Carter, she equated Hogan's success in the 1980s to the EV2, the ECW group in the 90s. And boy, since that point, been out to eliminate EV2.
Well, right now, Raven has to fight for his life, for his career here.
What he's doing, he's fighting for his livelihood.
And he's got an uphill battle dealing with the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, but that Russian leg sweep by Raven into the steel guardrail was pretty impressive.
Boy, they have been trying to get rid of EV2 one by one. Sabu fired from TNA. Raven comes off the top. Big knee to the back of our World Heavyweight Champion, and Raven covers Hardy and 2.
Well, as you said, yes, Sabu gone now from TNA, had lost his job last week, and will that happen to Raven? We will see. And Raven pulling out all the stops, as we said he has to.
How about Shannon Moore? He's going to have to pull out all the stops later tonight. He has stepped up. He's going to answer that open challenge by the Monster of this fantastic match as Raven goes back first right into the chair that he had wedged between the top and middle ropes.
I mean, what about the jeopardy that Ric Flair has put Jeff Hardy in regards to the referee situation? Right now, Hardy trying to keep the pressure on Raven.
Powers in back first, right into the side of the ring. He's turned this thing around on Raven, who's fighting for his career. A loss here for Raven.
Well,
means that he's gone for good, fired from TNA.
Sure is, and you know, Raven, you can see he's just doing everything he can, pulling out all the stops, but the champion, right there, missing. That whisper in the wind, and Raven capitalized, comes with a couple of left-handed jabs, and
gonna go discus. Drives Hardy down. Corner clothesline, and then takes him out of the corner. Caught him with the Bulldog. Could this be enough? Raven cover and 2.
Well, you can see how right away when Raven hits a big maneuver, he quickly goes for a cover. He has that sense of urgency because he has to. He's in there with the world champion, and his job is on the line.
Looks like he was going to go.
Twist of hate.
Flow, but you see the quick count of the reversal, and Taz nailed it. Twist of hate. Words could not be more appropriate.
Oh, man. Raven's in grave danger here. Swanton!
Here's the pin and the 3 count, and wow, Raven's gone.
The winner of the match, Jeff Hardy.
Man.
Well, you have to know, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, Immortal, they are loving this, Taz.
Well, I mean, you don't know if they're loving this. They felt like
they're on a mission to eliminate everybody.
They felt like this was an opportunity for Raven to shine. It's a sad moment, obviously a horrible moment, I should say, for Raven. It really is. when you're in there with the TNA World Champion, it's as I said earlier, that's an uphill battle.
World champ.
Raven looks like he's down in disbelief. Obviously he's very disappointed in himself. And he put up a hell of a fight. Now you see this Kendrick, Tommy Dreamer.
When the ranks of EV2
Steven Richards
really thinning out here.
You're not kidding.
While EV2 comes out to console, to say their goodbyes to Raven, Hulk Hogan has entered the Impact Zone, congratulating the World Heavyweight Champion, and see what Hulk has to say about this.
This is quite appropriate for the occasion. Dixie Carter had the gall to say that this worthless EV2 with Raven and his henchmen meant to wrestling what Hulk Hogan meant to wrestling. Well, now it's quite appropriate for your crybaby crap, Raven. What about me? Wah, wah, wah. What about me? Well, you're fired, Raven. Quote the Hulkster, nevermore.
You still think those comments from Dixie didn't upset Immortal?
This is wrestling. This is our Antichrist. Matt Morgan, me and the Hulkster and Eric Bischoff have decided to appoint a special referee for your rematch with Jeff Hardy. And guess who that will be? It'll be me, Morgan. If you don't like the referee decision and you want that rematch and all that going on, you gotta beat me tonight, buddy, right here.
He might need ice for his jaw if Matt Morgan hits that carbon footprint in this match and goes on to name who he feels would be the referee at Final Resolution against Jeff Hardy for the TNA title.
Now that is if Matt Morgan is victorious. But if Ric Flair wins this matchup, he's out of the title shot against Hardy at Final Resolution. Wait a minute. Here comes Fortune flying down to the ring.
We're not going to let four punks riding on the coattails of somebody who used to be a legend get in the way of opportunity for someone such as yourself.
Oh, man. Carbon footprint. And the blueprint, Matt Morgan, gets his title shot at Final Resolution against Jeff Hardy.
I get to call who the special guest referee is versus Jeff Hardy at Final Resolution.
So who's that going to be?
You and all you are going to have to wait. And I promise it'll be worth the wait when you find out who this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the Blueprint, Matt Morgan.
As we welcome you into the Impact Zone on this Thanksgiving night, Taz, how about the bombshell dropped earlier by Eric Bischoff, former TNA President Dixie Carter, to join Immortal at their Thanksgiving feast later tonight.
I cannot believe it. Dixie Carter back in the Impact Zone tonight. Whoa.
And we open with the appearance of the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, the man who will challenge Jeff Hardy for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Final Resolution. Morgan defeats Ric Flair 1 week ago on Impact. And as a result, he earns the right to name the special referee for his world title shot on Sunday, December the 5th.
Over the past 2 weeks, I beat Ric Flair's band of merry midgets, Fortune, in order to get my rematch versus Jeff Hardy at Final Resolution. Then I beat the man himself, Nate. And when I beat the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, I won the privilege of being able to make my own special guest referee versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff, what went down at Turning Point will not happen again. I guarantee it, Jeff. And the only reason you're walking around here with that little title belt around your waist is because of a mistake by a nervous rookie referee. And we both know that, Jeff. But you know something, Hardy? Here's the thing. So is life. It happens. Am I right? It wouldn't be the first, and it probably, unfortunately, won't be the last for Matt Morgan. I don't blame this referee. I blame myself. Because I should have annihilated your ass so damn bad, you shouldn't have been able to move your shoulders for 3 days, let alone 3 seconds, son. So naming the special guest referee is beyond important at this point. Because, Jeff, let's be real. It's never just gonna be Matt Morgan versus Jeff Hardy, will it? It's always gonna be Matt Morgan versus Jeff Hardy and Immortals. So what I need is a man who will stand up. I need a referee who's not scared to keep the trash on the outside and call it straight down the middle in the middle of this ring. I need a man who's not scared of being bullied. I need a guy who will kick ass, take names if need be to get the job done. What I need is a guy kind of like the Blueprint Matt Morgan. And here we go with this, Jeff. There's not one thing that you can do or say about it this time. There's not gonna be any blaming on the referees. No excuses. Me versus you. And when this is all said and done, Jeff, I'm gonna prove to you, now, I'm gonna prove to these people that they're gonna have themselves a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion that they can be proud of.
Well, for weeks we've seen the friction, then eventually the bad blood emerged in the relationship between Fortune and this man, Douglas Williams. I got to admit, I'm curious to get Williams' take on the association with Ric Flair and company that has gone bad, real bad, in a real hurry.
Matt, in regards to a referee, you don't need to look any further. Do you know what my life's been like these past few months, running around after those tossers? Yes, I'm talking about Fortune. I'm talking about AJ Styles, that gobby little wanting to be the next Ric Flair. Well, baby boy blue, you need to lose your virginity first. I'm talking about Kazarian, whose lifelong dream is to be America's next top model. That's right. Okay. And then there's Beer Money, James Storm, who's only happy when his breathalyzer test score is higher than his IQ. And Robert Roode, who prides himself on enjoying the finer things in life, but in fact, he's the tightest git I know. The suit he wears is one of my cast-offs. He bought it at a garage sale, my garage sale. And then there's Ric Flair. What can I say? Rick, you're living for yesterday, whereas I live for now.
And talking about Matt now, let's get back to the original point. I was there for you last week, Matt. I did the right thing, and you can trust me to do the right thing again.
You know what? Hey. You're absolutely right, Doug. You stepped up to the plate last week. You showed balls of steel is what you did. They all appreciate it. But Doug, I appreciated it.
Really?
And I'm gonna call a spade right now, Doug. You're definitely in the running. I gotta be honest as God to this. I've given this thought. There's been a couple guys that have stepped up to the plate as well. Okay. So I've got a lot of decisions to make. But I'll give you the heads up on this much, Doug. I've got to make that decision. I've got to make it pretty quickly. I've gotten 10 days left for this, obviously. And I'll make you a promise here right now. You'll be the very first person I tell. Fair?
That's appreciated, man.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Well, you had to anticipate that with the new Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff regime in charge, that Fortune and Flair would get equal time or just take it.
Thank God.
Hey, boys, you know that saying, when everybody's talking about you, you must be doing something good? Well, Morgan and Doug, the problem with you guys is really right now, you are on the outside looking in. And yes, last week was not my finest night, but all you've done now is open my eyes to a matter I'm gonna take more seriously. And Doug, you just made a major mistake, brother. You walked that aisle against Fortune. So you're on the outside looking in too. And that means, boys, that means I'm pissed off. That means I'm pissed off. Don't piss off the Nature Boy.
Whoa, Nate.
Don't hold him back, let him go.
Just chill out, Nate, chill out. I mean, after all, it is Thanksgiving, okay? Just chill out. Let's just chill out. Because you know, when I was just a little handsome boy growing up, what Thanksgiving meant to me was there's gonna be live pro wrestling. Well, I say, why don't we continue that tradition tonight? And I'm looking at you, the Queen of England and the green print. Why don't you guys go find yourself a couple of partners and let's have ourselves a good old-fashioned 8-man tag elimination match tonight.
I've already beaten you guys once. Why not do it again?
Sound good? Okay.
Tonight.
Well, being the gentleman and the scholar that I am, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you our battle plan up front. You see, first, we're gonna get rid of the limey Dougie Doug. Then whatever two chodes you get to tag with you, we're gonna get rid of them. Leaving you, Matty Chicken Patty, all by yourself in the ring with Fortune. So come Final Resolution, the way I see it, the DNA of TNA is gonna be DOA for Jeff Hardy. All right, boys, let's go get back to our feast because we got our guest, Dixie Carter, coming. Let's blow this pop stand.
How about Fortune? They just go public with their strategy to take out Morgan before Final Resolution. Who will Morgan and Williams recruit as their tag partners? And what will happen later when our former president, Dixie Carter, joins Immortal for Thanksgiving dinner? Next, well, looks like Ric Flair, he's on his way to enjoy some Thanksgiving turkey with the TNA Knockouts.
Hey, if Flair's like me, he likes to thigh meat.
They don't like it, they can take it up to me personally. In fact, I've been looking for him as far as they're concerned.
Thanks for playing, buddy. Keep it moving. Now, Joe, I know you heard that challenge they threw down out there tonight, right? Hey, look, you and I, really haven't crossed paths. And I'm sure if we did, yeah, we probably wouldn't like each other, wouldn't get along. But somebody needs to take charge here. This whole divide and conquer thing that Immortal's doing, they're doing it pretty damn well, okay? We need to be smarter. All of us.
We. Let's get one thing real clear here. There is no we. And you know what? At least I'm smart enough to handle my own business.
Hey, you sure about this? He's got a screw loose, I think. He's a bit of a madman.
I think you got a screw loose for speaking about being spoken to, Doug. You think I'm a madman?
Yes.
You think I'm a madman?
Yes, I do.
You don't have any idea. I'll tell you what. See you boys out there tonight.
See that? He's our madman tonight. Huh?
Okay. A little bit from Jeff Hardy. I think that's teamwork.
Huge news, Taz, with the arrival of Dixie Carter at the Impact Zone as we await the meeting on Thanksgiving night with Dixie Carter, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, everybody involved with Immortal.
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm telling you, I've been all night. Can't wait to see what happens when former TNA President Dixie Carter arrives, but right now the Pope early goings is looking pretty good. You're in there with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Whoa, nice hip toss.
And goes right for the pin, and eliminations, that's the key to this match, gaining the numbers edge, the man advantage for your team.
Now, how smart AJ is to drive the Pope into his corner.
James Storm, head of steam off the ropes, drops the knee, this time drops the leg, gonna try and eliminate the Pope. Barely gets a 2 count from referee Jackson James.
Well, that's the key with this match, is just saying, Mike, it's a numbers game. For your team, you want to eliminate a couple of those guys real quick, so maybe it's a 4-on-2 situation or a 3-on-1 or what have you. Got the fancy 10-gallon on. It's more like an 8-gallon. It's not really 10. It's an 8-gallon.
I think he bust out the 10 for Thanksgiving. Ooh! Corner clothesline.
It's just a night off for James Storm, and he's bombed to boot. He's drinking all day beers. Kidding me?
Pope wobbly coming out of the corner. See if Storm can capitalize. First the shot, knee to the face.
Oh, that roll up.
Quick roll up. Storm shoulders down.
Oh! Wow.
Storm eliminated. And just like that, it's man advantage. 4-on-3 for Team Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, more of this, well, now 7-man elimination tag. Team Morgan versus Fortune right after this. And ladies and gentlemen, as we return to our Impact main event, originally started as an 8-man elimination tag, now down to 7 individuals in this match with Team Morgan, Matt Morgan's crew, having a 4-on-3 edge over Team Fortune.
Yeah, I mean, look at AJ Styles here. Got control of Kazarian, textbook leg drop, slingshot.
Watch this quick cover on the Pope.
Ooh, referee Jackson James able to pull that last count up. Got to give the referee credit, Jackson James. He's a young new ref, and he's been asking for bigger matches. I mean, just to get better. I mean, talk about putting pressure on yourself. I respect that in that young man.
I think it's also an opportunity for him to prove himself after what happened at Turning Point. That questionable and controversial call.
He made a mistake. That's what happened. That's not that big of a deal. He made a mistake.
Not that big of a deal.
Ooh.
Cost Matt Morgan the World Heavyweight title. Quickness.
Well, speaking of Matt Morgan, he just got tagged in by the Pope.
And for Matt Morgan, Douglas Williams, they talked about it earlier. They know the Fortune playbook, quite honestly, inside out.
Sure do, but AJ Styles, mama didn't raise no fool. He tagged in Kazarian. And I think maybe much to the chagrin of the Hollywood-like looking face, or whatever you want to call it, a Kazarian, a very handsome one.
Immediately following Impact, its reaction, and we understand that we are going to follow up on the heated situation between Madison Rayne and Sarita. We're also going to get the latest on the issues between Rhino, RVD, and Tommy Dreamer.
And I'm assuming that something, once Dixie Carter arrives here and she gets together with Immortal over that Thanksgiving feast, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be something on reaction about that. There's got to be some fallout.
Well, Dixie has arrived. She's here at the Impact Zone, but we are awaiting the meeting between our former TNA president and Immortal as Samoa Joe on fire.
Samoa Joe. Look at the speed. Oh, man, caught him in that Uranagi. Oh! Explosive! Samoan submission machine. Joe tearing it up.
Boy, what if you're Jeff Jarrett, thinking about Final Resolution and having to face Samoa Joe in a submission match of all things?
Joe bringing the fire big time, man. Just blasting every member of Immortal, and now the stoic one himself, Douglas Williams, a former member of Fortune, which I think career-wise, he kind of made a mistake in my view, just leaving that group. I think that was bad for Doug, in my opinion.
Float over by Kazarian. As Fortune takes control, going to try and eliminate Williams, but only able to get a 2 count. You know, the best place to get updates on everything TNA related, especially as we head to Final Resolution, it's on Facebook. Check it out, facebook.com/TNA Wrestling, as maybe those communication issues between Samoa Joe and the Pope starting to flare up as we see them having a heated conversation in the corner.
Having a conversation. Meanwhile, there's a match going on here, and Douglas Williams is getting tattooed by Kazarian. I mean, Pope and Joe gotta keep focused on what's going down here. Oh boy, I don't like Williams' chances here. Nice way to counter out, excellent.
Well, what we talked about just moments ago, they know that playbook.
Oh yeah, wow!
Rolling chaos.
Love that.
Did he get it? He got a 3 count.
I love that move, that rolling chaos suplex is off the chain, man.
And even more importantly, it's now a 4-on-2 edge as Robert Roode hooks the leg of Douglas Williams from outside. Team Morgan now up 4-on-2.
Never expected this. I really thought from a cohesiveness that Fortune, they'd have the advantage. Being that Morgan, Douglas Williams, you know, Pope and Joe haven't really tagged up or folded together, unlike Fortune. I mean, they're still jaw-jacking these two, Pope and Joe. Looks like Pope's kind of starting that. He's kind of getting in Joe's face. That's what it looks like to me, anyway.
Robert Roode, despite his team being outnumbered 4-on-2, really taking the offense to Douglas Williams.
Yeah, Roode looks furious. You can see it in his face. He's hot. He is big-time angry that they're behind the 8 ball right now, and it's just AJ and himself left here.
Knee pad down.
That's always dangerous.
Roode goes to the middle rope, going to go for the knee drop, bombs away.
And the knee pad comes down, so there's no padding.
Here's the pin.
No padding to hit Williams' body. Roode exposes his patella, his kneecap, the joint of his knee, which gets driven into the pectoral chest of Douglas Williams.
European uppercut connects on the part of Douglas Williams, staggers into the corner, and Samoa Joe and the Pope, both with the blind tag on the back of Douglas Williams at the exact same time.
Well, oh man, look at Pope getting, I don't blame Joe. Guy put his hands on him. Oh man, this is not good.
No,
unless you're Fortune.
Well, it's something that we've thought about. The ability of these two to coexist. It's been questioned throughout the night.
Well, I think it's over. Oh, God. Yeah, right beneath our announce platform here, just really bringing it to each other. Well, tell you what.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am receiving word that we are going to stick with this match as well as Dixie Carter's meeting with Immortal tonight right here on Spike. Do not go anywhere.
Yeah, stay tuned for reactions coming up very soon here. We're going to stick with this thing. We might have a winner by then, who knows? And Pope and Joe leave, and it levels the playing field. Now it's Douglas Williams and Matt Morgan versus Roode and AJ Styles. Ooh!
Forearm intended for Roode. Instead, it takes out Styles. Double R spine buster.
Wow, well, now Matt Morgan, he finds himself here in a bad spot. 2-on-1.
Yeah, because his partners, Pope and Samoa Joe, battling out of the impact zone, it boils down to Morgan having to take on both AJ Styles and Robert Roode. Another reminder, you've got to stick with us, both for the conclusion of this match, as well as Dixie Carter's Thanksgiving night meeting with Immortal. AJ flying forearm off the ropes.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I respect Matt Morgan for his heart. Right now, it's a 2-on-1 deal here. Matt Morgan, he's got nobody coming out to help him. Obviously, he's made a lot of enemies over the past couple of years. I wonder right now if Morgan's regretting leaving Fortune now.
Boy, that's a great point, Taz. We still don't know who Morgan's going to name as the referee. Upcoming at Final Resolution, his world title match against Jeff Hardy. And ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time on Impact. But don't go anywhere, because Reaction is next.
Matt.
Yep.
Hey. Matt.
What's up, man?
Let me be the one to referee this Sunday pay-per-view.
I don't know, bro.
Let me be your ref. Come on. I am sick and tired of getting pushed around and punked out by those guys. I want to be the one to raise your hand when you win that belt.
You got a point. What a kick in the ass to Immortal would be, right? You raising my hand in victory?
That's right.
I agree with you on that. Here's the thing, though. I can't live with myself. You see what Fortune just did out there? You see, they just beat the holy hell out of you. They roughed you up, okay? I'm not gonna be able to live with myself knowing I'm putting you in harm's way. There's no way. Listen, you're doing it. Listen, I know you think you can do it. You gotta just chill. Have some patience, man. Look, it's been, what, 8-9 years since I started in pro wrestling? I'm just finally getting to have my first world title match this year. You know what I'm saying? Good things come to those who wait. Just be patient. This business is all about patience. Let me handle the revenge, okay? Look at me. I'm a one-man army. Let me do both of our revenge for us, okay? You just keep doing your job, ref, and you're doing a great job. You really are. How about this? We'll leave it like this, all right? I'll take it into consideration. I really will. Because part of me thinks it would be hilarious for you to be the one to raise my hand. I agree with you on that. What a kick in the ass, right? But by the end of this evening, you and everybody will know my final decision. That's fair, right?
That's fair.
Right? All right. In the meantime, keep doing your job. You're doing fine.
Thank you.
Don't let Bischoff screw with you. The hell does he know? He's a walking screw-up. You're doing fine. All right? Good. You're doing fine.
Yeah, it's pissing me off a lot. As a matter of fact, Matt Morgan's really pissed me off. He made a mistake of putting his hands on me 3 times now in the last month, okay? That's a huge mistake in anybody's life, especially Matt Morgan. And his right to name a referee tonight, he has it tonight. Jeff Hardy, a world-class athlete, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I remember Immortal. Jeff Hardy deserves to know who that referee is. I'm really getting upset about it, really upset. I hope it's that little punk kid, Jack Johnson, Jack Daniels, Jimmy Johnson, whatever his name is. I hope it's him. But make one thing certain to the whole world right now. If Morgan doesn't name that referee tonight, I'll revoke the privilege and I'll name the referee myself. I have that kind of power. Understood?
Embarrassing if Matt Morgan lost, and I'm sure Ric Flair, Immortal, especially Jeff Hardy would be ecstatic. Oh, whoa, look at Morgan here. Got some blood coming out of the head. That's from that ring post.
And Rhino
wearing it out.
Yeah, you saw it pointing right at the head of the blueprint, Matt Morgan, as the blood flows. And Rhino screaming about his match this Sunday at Final Resolution when he faces Rob Van Dam. And it's going to be a first blood match.
Shut the hell up. Wow, a lot of blood rapidly coming out of the head and face of Matt Morgan. And you want to bring physicality and talk about a past history between Van Dam and Rhino this Sunday. As you said, Mike, first blood match. Rules are simple. First man to bleed loses. Pretty physical, pretty graphic. That's what's going to go down this Sunday.
And one would expect that Ric Flair, Immortal, Fortune, everyone watching on here as Rhino goes for the pin. They've got to be loving this. The more that Morgan bleeds, the more that the War Machine Rhino continues this physical assault, this beat down on the man that's going to challenge Jeff Hardy for the TNA World Heavyweight title. Flair's just got to be thrilled.
Oh, why wouldn't he be? I mean, really. I mean, Ric Flair got to be ecstatic, and I'm sure wherever Hulk Hogan is or Eric Bischoff, they too got to be ecstatic over this. This is definitely going to weaken the chances, one would assume, for Matt Morgan when he faces Jeff Hardy for the TNA World title this Sunday at Final Resolution. And we still don't know who the referee's going to be that Matt Morgan's going to name.
Still waiting to find out who Matt Morgan is going to pick to be the third man for the title match. And, oh, that look on the face of Rhino, that tells the entire story. He can't believe that Matt Morgan is fighting back with this kind of ferocity.
Yeah, you don't see Rhino back off of the fight too often. But Matt Morgan right now, oh man, that quickness and the athleticism, side slam.
Powerful side slam right into the pin and 2.
Oh, you can see that blood is really starting to go into the eyeball area of Matt Morgan. It's not slowing him down though. It burns like hell when that happens.
Yeah, if anything else, it's fueling Matt Morgan. The blood flowing down his face. Elbow stop that choke slam attempt. Nothing's gonna stop the discus clothesline that leads to another near fall.
Right now, I mean, Rhino's not doing too much right now to impress Fortune, Immortal, Ric Flair, or Jeff Hardy. He's getting pounded on.
Signature elbow shots, the rights and the lefts in the corner from the blueprint. As he came into the corner, Rhino was prepared. Caught him coming in and gonna go belly to belly and drives him right down.
That's a large individual to suplex. Rhino pulled it off, but can Rhino follow up? He's setting up in that corner for his patented gore. Matt Morgan not to a vertical base yet, but he's trying. I don't know if Morgan knows what's about to hit him. Watch out!
Oh, he anticipated the gore. Slides out of the way. And now when Rhino gets up to his feet, Morgan hits the carbon footprint. Here's the pin. Here's 2.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's Fortune, AJ Styles, Kazarian, Beer Money, stopping the pin cover, obviously causing a disqualification. Referee Brian Hebner has no choice.
Got to throw this match out, but now in the meantime, well, Flair sending down the Fortune troops.
Talk about wearing down the #1 contender for Jeff Hardy's world title this Sunday at Final Resolution. Matt Morgan in big time, bad shape right now.
Everybody taking their turn. Rhino joining in as well.
And Rhino, well, there's the opponent of Rhino this Sunday. That's Rob Van Dam.
Oh, and here they go. The two are going to meet at Final Resolution in the first blood match.
You can see the beeline made by Van Dam right to Rhino.
Little taste here of the physicality that you can expect at Final Resolution between Van Dam and Rhino.
And now, Fortune, all 4 members just picking their shots on Matt Morgan, former member of Fortune, the insurance policy of Ric Flair. Matt Morgan getting stomped.
Blueprint is just absolutely defenseless at this point.
I mean, what condition is this man going to be in this Sunday as he faces, well, that's Jeff Hardy's music. That's the TNA World Champions. That's his tune. And there's the champ.
Something tells me Jeff Hardy, he's out to finish off Matt Morgan before this Sunday.
Well, Mike, Fortune has set the table for Jeff Hardy, the TNA World Champion. They have served Matt Morgan up on a silver platter for the world champ. No reason for Hardy to rush to the ring.
And the world champ is armed. Jeff Hardy's got the steel chair.
Oh my God, Matt Morgan's in bad shape.
Blood flowing from the head of Morgan. Fortune drags him to his feet. You see what Styles just did? He pointed to the top of Morgan's, to the top of his head. Oh no.
We've seen this before.
Not again, not again.
No. Anderson? Yeah, that's Anderson.
My God, Mr. Anderson is back.
Jeff Hardy, TNA World Champ, couldn't believe it. Anderson showed up out of nowhere. Shocking Fortune and the world champ, Jeff Hardy, big time.
Mr. Anderson is back in TNA. What will he have to say upon his return? Ladies and gentlemen, we will
I've been in the business now for about 11 years, and I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I've probably only done about maybe a handful of times, if that. Thank you. Thank you for having my back and thusly having everybody else's back too. Because, you know, I know you know this. They don't necessarily know it. That's why I'm going to tell it right now. That there are, we may strongly dislike each other. We may hate each other's freaking guts. We might pound the piss out of each other every night in this freaking ring. I mean, like night after night after night. But there's a certain code. There are certain things that you just don't do to another guy. Like, I don't know, like maybe whale a guy in the back of the freaking head with a chair. Possibly, I don't know. But not this dude, Jeff Hardy. He just does whatever the hell he wants, right? Hey, I'm Jeff Hardy. And while I thank you for having my back and for taking my spot at the pay-per-view, let me tell you what I've been doing for the last month. Let me tell you. To be honest with you, I don't really remember. That's a shoot. I really don't remember what the hell I did for a month. Yeah. And hey, look, I'm not bitching, I'm not whining, I'm not complaining. This ain't ballet. This is wrestling. Every once in a while, you're gonna get a boo-boo. Maybe a little owie. I got an owie. I'm just putting it out there because I want Jeff Hardy to know exactly what he's got coming for him. Oh yeah. Because, you know, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next week. I might see your ass in the grocery store, boy. Be the one. Be the one to get stopped at a stoplight and have my ass pull up behind you. Be the one. Don't be the one, Jeff. And with all that said, I heard that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but you might maybe be needing a certain somebody to, I don't know, referee or rematch with Jeff Hardy. I don't know. I mean, did I hear? Is that right? You are in need of somebody to referee your match? Well, I mean, you know, since you helped me out, maybe we can put our heads together, and we can think of somebody. Just give me no. Just wait. You know, hey. You know, my doctor hasn't cleared me to wrestle yet, but I just might know a certain asshole who could maybe do that for you. Yeah. Are you saying yes? You would like me to officiate your rematch with Jeff Hardy? Okay, well then, you know. In all fairness, you know, being that I am a very impartial judge in all, I like that, yes. We probably shouldn't be seen shaking hands or exchanging monies or anything like that. Cool? Jeff, I just got one more thing to say. This just hit me in the back of the head. It's crazy. I think that Sunday, the bigger man will win. Yeah.
We finally have the answer to the question that we've had for weeks. The deal is sealed. Mr. Anderson to be the special referee this Sunday. Jeff Hardy and the TNA World Heavyweight title.